You are trying to tap into self-love and not sabotage that this ascension got you all the way effed up. How will they know? How will they know? Well, you galactically shine. You guys are dealing with an energy that is trying to cling on to you psychically so you don't get on this ascension lift. And you're just starting to figure this out. If there is a distorted feminine, distorted masculine energy that is trying to cling on to you psychically while you are ascending. And you are about to blow the whistle or the roof off of a situation because you are the prophetic seer. You are going to be feeling things very deeply and very in tune with your psychic abilities. You have gone through a crown chakra activation, a third eye activation, and a heart activation. Maybe even for some of you guys, a solar plexus. But you are trying to be careful as there are many that you are helping in your position of power as you're an influencer, a role model to a certain community. There are certain things that you do not need to repeat for some reason. And I don't know what that means. I just keep hearing when keeping it real goes wrong. And how will they know? How will they know? There are different ways that you are being gassed up because with this ascension, your words are not yet matching what's going on in your brain. It's like your brain is going really, really fast. You're dealing with ascension symptoms or weird pains or aches, and you could be feeling exhausted, tired, depleted because you are ready for the new timeline. You are ready for your new life. You are ready for this new season. You're just tying up all the other loose ends. So whatever loose ends you're tying up, you know that you have a job to do, and blowing the whistle and bringing your A game with certain things that need to be said. It's almost like you're the person that's supposed to reveal or unveil some type of truth. But then there's also other things that you don't need to repeat. So it's like you're being shown, repeat these things, but don't repeat these things over here. And you're getting a lot of intuitive downloads and information, and you're going to be shown where you were right, where you were spot on, where you knew that there was something wrong. And not everyone is going to be able to handle your truth or be able to take it with a grain of salt. So be very careful as you are communicating with people that you care about. You will know if they are ready for whatever it is that you're telling them. You are very prophetic right now, and whoever is trying to psychically cling on to you wants you to go back into this dark night, wants you to go back into hermit mode, wants you to be revealed for like a fraud or a fake. This could be somebody in your workplace or just an energy that you are dealing with. And they're going to be doing a whole bunch of, oh, it's fine, everything's fine here. But you know by their actions, they're taking every which shortcut, every which way to take a shortcut to take you out. So there are things in your 12th house, your 10th house, and your 8th house being revealed. Somebody is upset with you because of your social class or how that appears. People are becoming acquainted with your spiritual rank, and so they're giving it all they got. Okay, they're giving it all they got because you are being financially promoted, spiritually promoted, and I don't know, there's somebody that really is on a full-time job of recklessly, irresponsibly, what is the other word? I don't know what the other word is. They're just acting real trashy towards you not getting this new season, this new timeline, this new era, but you already have the keys. Some people are going through an ego unaliving as well in your 3D. So you got a lot of things going on. You might be feeling like you're putting out a whole bunch of fires. You are not going to negotiate with jerks. You are not going to negotiate with pick-me's, moochers, slackers, people with big egos, haters. anybody that's clingy, you're not going to negotiate with them at all. And that is something that you are standing on because of what you just learned in this last year. This last year has taught you about fake messengers, the devil having messengers, people that do things for clout, people that take shortcuts. Has taught you about pick-me's, fake friends, fake lovers. There is a lot being revealed to you and you are spot on. But your words and your mouth has to catch up with your brain. So take your time. If you're feeling depleted, if you're feeling exhausted, maybe just journal a lot of this information or voice memo it, because there were so many things that you were in fact right about. And I'm seeing that you're going to take some of this time to reflect on things that you need in your life, this new life that you are unlocking, that somebody is trying to stop you from unlocking, but you already have the keys. Riddle me what? Like, you already have the keys, that somebody's really upset by that. This is like somebody trying to say, oh my gosh, you've been drinking and you can't drive, so let me take those keys from you. It's not going to happen. Somebody's trying to make you look incompetent or not up for the task, or like you've been doing something wrong the whole time. Somebody's really going out of their way to make you look like the bad guy, to trap you, isolate you, or make you feel like you're stuck in these circumstances and that you can't just leave. You are putting your foot down in every area of life. You can't talk to me that way. I'm not negotiating with you. No means no. I said what I said when I said it, and I meant it. You are an inspiration to others, and this is what's making people mad about your spiritual rank and how you are getting elevated in the way that you are. You told some of these people about themselves, or what you are reflecting or how you hold up the mirror is upsetting them. The beauty within you, the light that you emanate, how you are blooming is really messing with some people's inflated sense of self and their superiority complex. All of the things that you called out once upon a time, or that you felt like they were weird or they gave you the ick, you were spot on. Whether it was somebody having an affair, or somebody trying to sabotage you, somebody that was stealing, somebody that was lying, there are some whistles that you are going to be blowing as you tie up loose ends. You're going to be saying your piece on the way out, and that is going to be giving you your closure. There are some people that they are willing to do anything to get this attention off of you, and they are putting in the the overtime to try to make you look irrelevant. If you thought you had a friend or even a role model, they might be showing you a whole nother side of them, that they're not actually supportive, that they have been watching you closely. There are people in powerful positions that are getting knocked off of their high horse, or maybe where they thought they were safe in life, they're not in fact safe. And you might be trying to play it low key, but people are reading it. They're reading it like you're this silent millionaire, like you've got other things going on, but you're not really saying what you have going on. And you've been showing consistency. So you might not be out here bawling. You might not be out here rolling in a Mercedes or a BMW or a Porsche or whatever. You might not be rolling in none of that. But you have certain stats and certain things that are secured where you know how to you know how to generate income fast and consistently. And that's what some of these other people haven't done, or maybe it's just not what they thought it was going to be. I don't know. You got a couple people in this type of position where they're used to people kissing their behind and looking up to them and making them teacher's pet. You are teacher's pet in life. You're not trying to be teacher's pet at the job. You're not trying to be teacher's pet in this family. You're not trying to be teacher's pet wherever. You're teacher's pet for the universe. You have that type of divine favor. Your spiritual rank has got some feathers ruffled, and now People can see you for who you truly are, which is the prophetic seer. You're about to be raising up an entire army of people just like you. Light workers like you, messengers like you, tarot readers like you, because there needs to be more of you. You're here to improve the quality of life. And other people don't want the quality of life improved. They just want their behind kissed. And whatever ego unaliving they're going through right now, they're pointing the finger at you to make it look like you're not a reliable source of information, that you never had it together, that you were never competent, that you maybe can't count, that maybe you're not psychic, or whatever it is. People are trying to make it look like you are not the correct person for the job. And they're going to end up falling on their face trying to do that. I don't know if they know that. This person maybe in the past tried to act like they were giving you your flowers. Oh my gosh, I love them. They're so cool. And you know it's fake because you don't feel that. There's something about these certain ringleaders that you're dealing with that it doesn't feel like that love. It doesn't feel like those flowers are being given. So you kind of just kept them at arm's length. When you say no for things that you don't want to do, boundaries that you're keeping, you have this righteous rage that you are saving for a real one. You're not saving it for Chucholini to the left. You're like, oh my gosh, what are you mad about? Take a number, go sit down, get behind hater number 14, because ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, your spiritual accountant is looking at the line that stretches around the block and is like, oh my gosh, collective, your haters line is growing. They're getting a little crazy over there. And your sincerity cannot be missed. The way that you are genuine cannot be missed. Anyone that's attempting to miss it, let them. Okay? You are here to unveil truth. You are here to reveal secrets or things that people have been trying to keep in the dark for a long time. Not because you're trying to be shady, not because you're trying to be messy, not because you're petty boots or petty labelle, but because this is what you're being guided to do. Maybe as you're tying up loose ends, or you're just supposed to be here to show some people about themselves. That's not your fault. So, but yeah, somebody definitely wants to make it look like you haven't been doing a you haven't been doing a job well done this whole time. Someone is trying to make it look like you're not fulfilling what you're supposed to fulfill. You're not keeping up with your commitments, that you're causing more work for others. Somebody's trying to make it look like you fear conflict, or you're hypersensitive, or you're always waiting for bad things to happen. Or they're acting like you're ego driven, you do things for clout when you're fully grown and you're not gonna tango with the whole messy boots. You're ready to ignite with the keys that you have been given. This is an opportunity that you've been waiting for. You've been on the spiritual training ground battling it out with every entity that's been trying to psychically bring you down, and now you're seeing people do this again, energies and people, but they're people in a position of authority or power. So there could be 3 to 4 of these people that are used to having this power. They're used to having this authority. They're used to having this control, and they don't want you having the keys. They don't want you merging with the light. They don't want you having the codes. They want you to go back into hermit mode. Hermit fell on the ground. So this shows me like your hidden enemy would like you to not know that it's them. Oh my gosh, I would never do that. But you're seeing the signs. There are certain key words you're hearing. Again, your brain has been rapidly updating. You're getting updates to every part of your system. So there's an update to your heart, an update to your crown, an update to your throat. And you are needing to get used to it before you're like, rah, or saying, whatever you need to say or doing whatever you need to do. There's a lot that you're trying to get used to. And there are people that want to throw a wrench in your systems being updated. They can see it already and they're upset. Again, these people are trying to act like they're too busy to watch you. They are too busy to really know what you're doing or what you're up to, but they're always passive aggressively saying something or trying to undermine you. You saw what you saw. And we have Baela Targaryen, the truthful. You have no reason to lie. That's what these people need to understand. You have no reason to lie. And maybe one of your gifts or talents is to uncover the truth about people that are in a position of power that are fake. Not that you would make it your job, or like you wouldn't make content off of it. How do I say this? You know how like there's some channels where all they do is bash, celebrities or influencers. Like you would never create content to bash these other messengers or light workers or tarot readers. Like you would never do that. But there's something in you that activates and is able to see through these messengers that are either not equipped, they're not ready, they got their power too fast, they rose too fast, they did something, or they don't like you. Whatever the case is, your truth is going to show that you are the sun and they are the shade lamp, that they are not, in fact, happy or of the light or who they say they are, or just maybe they're just not ready in general. Okay, they're filled with rage still, or you are able to unlock rage in the people that are really good at hiding it. Okay, you are the healer. And so people that are around you, they either feel healed by you or they feel rage. You don't really get a lot of in between. They're either silently rageful, loudly rageful, or they're healed and they're all about you. So we have Olenna Tyrell, the mastermind. Even though you're able to blow the whistle, even though you're able to say things about other people and you choose not to, because you could easily do that for clout, you could do that for attention, but that's not your purpose. Olenna Tyrell was a mastermind because she hid the whole time that she offed Joffrey. Okay, that she poisoned him. She waited till the last minute, till her last breath, when she was in fact being poisoned, to say, let Cersei know that it was me. I didn't know how this poison would work, but let her know that it was me. You have many microphones to drop still. And you're getting really good at observing people, where normally you might want to say something to somebody like, hey, be careful. Don't be going around them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not a good person. But now you're kind of like taking a step back, like, let me just see what's going on here. You're very quiet. You are a galactic mastermind, or this is something that you're learning to do. You're learning to just, instead of respond or react, you're like, I was wondering about them and if they really cared, or they were really happy, or they really did this for the right reasons. And now I'm seeing, so you're just keeping all of this information in a vault, and I don't know, you're channeling messages this way. You're being used as a vessel to show people what's real and what's not real. You are being used as a vessel to emanate wealth, and why it's good to be abundant, why it's good to be the generational curse breaker. Somebody around you likes people feeling sorry for them, or they're a chronic complainer and they like don't realize they're a chronic complainer. I don't know who that's for, but maybe like it's like you see the people that are chronically complaining that always need an audience. I tell you guys all the time, chronic crybabies, they always need an audience. These are the people that are crying like, I was teacher's pet for so long. I was popular for so long. I was queen bee for so long. And now like nobody's paying attention to me really. And so like pay attention to me because I'm awesome. And nobody else is seeing it. Or it plays into their fears. It plays into their insecurities. And it's like, you're the only one sitting here like, does anybody see that this allegedly pretty person, this allegedly secure, confident person is not really acting that secure, or they're a walking contradiction? Affirm it below. I am the walking truth serum. I am the galactic mastermind. I am a cosmic prodigy. Okay? We have the reconciler. You guys, when you're maneuvering through this new season, people will have to reconcile how they treated you, whether they speak to you or not. They're going to have to reconcile this on maybe on their own time, that they should not have crossed you, that they should not have treated you that way, because you were never the one. You are really good at uncovering truth. And the more they come towards you to activate or psychically claw you down to the crevice of the earth to get you to stop elevating or stop ascending, it's just never going to work. And they're going to have to reconcile that, because you bring out this mirror and it shines so big that people are like, there's no way for them to miss their reflection. Like, dang, I need to work on that, but maybe I don't want to work on that. And if nobody else sees it, then I don't need to see it and I don't need to work on it. In this new season, because your new life started yesterday, I don't know if I said that already, your ambition is changing. It is evolving. Your achievements, or what you consider to be achievements, is changing. Your social class is changing. But you might not be telling people like, oh, guess what, you guys, I'm elevating, or I moved up in social class. You're not telling anybody anything. You are not telling anybody anything. Like, you are the vault. You are in this self-love vault. But it's very different from when you guys were in hermit mode. When you were in hermit mode, it was this sad, like depressing, dark night of the soul. It felt like Saturn lessons. And if you're watching this to date, then you know that Saturn and Mercury is retrograde. So we are getting a break from hard lessons. We are getting a break from, you know, Father being strict and telling us like, oh, this is how you're going to be restricted with time. This is how you're going to go through this and that. And letting all of that go backwards to where you can feel lighter. And I feel like that's what's going to help you get through this Mercury retrograde, is not having to go through these Saturn lessons, which you be going through all the time. So if you guys are watching this and this is your message, all you deal with is Saturn lessons. And that is why whatever you're working on will have longevity, because you've always had to go the hard way, the long way, the school of hard knocks, the scenic route. And doing that has made you resilient. When other people had to, or they got it easier, or they went viral overnight, or they had overnight success, you weren't given that. You were never given anything overnight. So Saturn lessons is all you know. And that is why you have the strength that you have. So other people during the Saturn retrograde might be going through something else, but not you. If you were watching this, not you. Okay? You are showing certain people, I know that wherever you're from, you get away with that. In your environment, you get away with that. But on my side of the street and in my neck of the woods, you don't get away with that. You just don't. I have Tyrene Obara and Mimia Sand, the snakes from Dorne. If you guys know Game of Thrones and you know the mom and the daughters from Dorne, then you know what they say. They say, we don't poison little girls in Dorne. We don't be doing all that crazy stuff to little ones. And she's like, no, let me at her. She's a Lannister. They're like, no, you need to chill. There are people that thought they could take things into their own hands. These snakes. They're like, no, it's an eye for an eye. And you are showing people where they can't just make up their own rules. It can't just be an eye for an eye. It can't just be whatever the heck they say. And they're finding that out the hard way. Like these snakes found out the hard way that Cersei was still going to get the best of them. Okay? Cersei needed new allies to win the Iron Throne. And so the Greyjoy, Sir of the 14 Seas, was like, oh my gosh, Cersei Lannister, the ultimate villain, doesn't trust me. How am I going to gain her trust? Let me get her a gift. I will get her a gift, which is her enemies that she really wants some vengeance on because they took Cersei's daughter. Okay? These snakes, they took her daughter. Even though the daughter was betrothed to their family, they still tried to off her. Even though they were told, don't do that. Okay? And they were like, we can't sit by. They took my husband. So I'm taking their daughter. That's just what it is. They got brought to Cersei. And they still had to pay. So they poisoned Cersei's daughter. And then Cersei found out how they offed her daughter. And then she got the same poison and said, okay, well, I'm going to chain you up over here. And I'm going to chain you up over there. And I'm going to give her the kiss of unaliving. And I'm going to let you watch your daughter. You know, because you did that to my only daughter. You got 3. I think this one's your favorite. She's pretty cute. So it just doesn't end well. You guys show people taking things into their own hands is not going to end well. But they be trying it, especially if they feel like they have the voice, the leverage, the platform. I don't know. You guys just be showing it. You guys be showing people when keeping it real goes wrong. When they think that, like, I'm doing this because I'm puffed up and I'm peacocking and I'm so real. I'm so bad. But then it's going left. And then they're sitting here complaining. Oh my gosh, how could this happen to me? Well, why are you walking out here acting big and bad all the time? Sometimes you get caught slipping. So these people are feeling a lot of rage towards you because, I mean, I really don't know why. Part of it is your beauty. Your beauty cannot be missed. However handsome or beautiful you are, it cannot be missed. And you've really been stepping into your power as you've been calling it back and claiming it. And you will not negotiate with anything crazy or anyone crazy. So that's the first thing. First thing these people are upset about is not only your spiritual rank, but first and foremost, your beauty. Because your beauty is not just outwardly. Is it outwardly? You know what I mean. On the outside. It's also on the inside. And they can't stand that mess. They think it's cheesy, corny, like they just don't like it. Doesn't calculate to them. Well, I like to dress up. I like to do this and I like to do that. They still have some learning to do. So you guys might be dealing with some people that refuse to see that they're in their flop era or that they're glowing down. And it's not because you want them to. They just have a distorted view on how things are. We can't always be up. And we also can't always be down. You feel me? So we have Roz the Beauty. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And you have had to learn, so through some very Saturn-like lessons, that, oh my gosh, this isn't that fun when things are down. But it's what's made you beautiful. All these people out here, they're like, oh my gosh, let me avoid these hard Saturn lessons. For what? It's going to make you sharp. It's going to make you a gangster. It's going to make you a gangster. I think I shared it with you guys in the community tab. It said, I'm healed, but trust me, like, the chaos is archived. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Affirm it below. Baby, I'm a gangster too. The chaos is archived. Don't try me. I'm smarter, wiser, stronger. Don't make me show you. Don't make me show you. So these people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so real. It also reminds me of Daenerys. Now, not the Daenerys, Mother of Dragons that we all know and love. The one at the end of Game of Thrones that, like, has lost her dang mind. That one. You remember. So, Mother of Dragons, towards the end of Game of Thrones, starts getting wackadoodle, starts acting like her father, the Mad King. And she's in this rage, like, no, I'm the one that's supposed to take the Iron Throne, not my lover / nephew, Jon Snow, me. So she could not, all that she had gone through, okay, her ego was getting a little out of control, all that she had gone through, she's like, I was not sold like a brood mare, I was not defiled, and blah, blah, blah. Like, I was not, like, I did not go through all of that to be told actually, that's the heir to the Iron Throne. She's like, I didn't go through all of that for that. So she starts losing her mind, right? You remember. But seriously, she could not admit that. That's the type of people you're dealing with right now. People are like, I'm the mother of dragons, always gonna be. But they're not like, it's where the hero turns into the villain, like the super villain. So people that you looked up to, people that you thought you were good with, or that, you were going to be good with, like, you don't even know. You're just like, what is wrong with them? They're really mad. Yeah, because it showed they'd been not getting their way for so long that once they started getting people to bend the knee and kiss their behind and kiss their ring and tell them how they're the bee's knees, once they had people telling them that and them acting like, oh, that's not a big deal to me, I just be out here saving lives, these people give themselves a lot of titles. But now they're watching you elevate. And instead of being happy for you, because it's been a long time in the making, they're like, how can I psychically take them out? Bring them down. Send them, like, send your best Sesame Street. Send it. Send it to Daryl, okay? Because ain't nobody here for that. So you have this gorgeous way about you that people, they want to stare, but they can't. They like to stare in a sneaky way. They don't want to come into contact with you and, like, actually have to look at you. They want to, like, look at it through another lens. Whether it's social media, the internet, like, your social media devices. Like, they want to look at you through another lens, not actually standing in front of you. They like spying or looking at, cameras if these are people that you work with. If these are family members, like, they rather do it that way so they can properly creep or troll versus, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to talk to them and pretend like I am giving them their flowers. Like, I do appreciate them and they don't want to fake it anymore that they like you. So they're going to look for ways to avoid you, watch you from the sidelines, and try to psychically take you out. So this person wants to knock you down a peg or 5. And they think that you're, maybe because this is new to you, that you're maybe not up for the task, that you're not sincere. One of the things that they want to prove most is not only that your work ethic is doggish, they want to prove that you are not sincere. They want to prove that you are crazy, that you are filled with rage, that you're, like, lackadaisical, or that you don't have a sense of urgency. They want to prove that you cause more work for others. That whatever you be doing, it causes a mess for others to clean up. We have Helaena Targaryen, the eccentric. Now, if you guys know House of the Dragon, you guys know how prophetic she was, how she would have these dreams or have these visions, and then she would speak in riddle and say certain things, and they're like, oh my gosh, just ignore her. She's a little weirdo. She doesn't know what she's talking about. But then the things that she would be talking about or sewing or rhyming in would come to pass. There are certain things that you will not doubt in yourself anymore because those things are coming to pass. You have already prophesied or, intuitively spoken on, like, hey, I probably wouldn't do that, or probably would maybe watch out for this person. I feel like they were looking at you crazy, or they're saying one thing but doing another. And you're going to be seeing a lot of that in the collective right now as you are tying up these loose ends. Yeah, they're doing a lot of this, but they're saying this, or it just doesn't match. So maybe some of these people are seeing that what you said was psychically true or was intuitively true. And during this ascension, they're like, I have to figure out a way to discredit them because I don't want what they say to be true. Let's say you guys are in a workplace that's toxic and you try to tell the new person in power, like, hey, I wouldn't do that like that. That's not going to work out. This is why we do this way. And you're not like trying to tell them what to do. You're just trying to warn them, like, hey, I probably wouldn't do it like that. But what do they do? What do they do? They do it that way anyways. And then it muck all over their face, but it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's your mess to clean up. Not only is it your mess to clean up, they want you to do some extra. It's like office space. I'm going to need you to work on Saturdays. I'm going to need those TPS reports. And it's like, I don't think so. How about you fly a kite off a cliff? Because I don't negotiate with stupid people. How about that? So these people, they're going to have to reconcile that you were right. And they're not going to get away with blaming you. It's just not going down like that. This ascension has made you stronger, wiser, faster. And instead of you regurgitating things or word regurgitating. Don't want to say the word because, the, what do they call them? The overlords of YouTube. But do you know what I mean? Like, they have to reconcile the fact that you said what you said. It reminds me of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay, Kyle Richards, in like the very first couple of seasons of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she goes to Camille Grammer's house. And Camille Grammer has a psychic over. And everyone's acting like, oh my gosh, that psychic's crazy. She's so crazy. And I mean, she was a little drunk and being a little messy. But she was still right. Even though she was being messy the house, she was still right. She told Kyle Richards, who is sister to Kathy Hilton, your husband doesn't love you. You will never fulfill him in any aspect of life, because they were acting all stuck up and like Mean Girls like. So she was like, I got one in the hopper. This is you. You're just staying quiet, laughing, giggling, might even be, doing what she was doing. But she had one in the hopper and she's laughing at her like, oh yeah, that little marriage that you're in. She's like, oh my gosh, my husband loves me. We've been married for 20, 30 years. And they were married for a long time. And guess what they're doing now? What she prophesied, it took 12 years to unfold, and it's unfolding, and they're separated, and now he's like dating some like 23-year-old. It's terrible, but it's true. These people do not want to admit that what you said was right, because they're the big bad wolf of the forest. And they want to look like, oh my gosh, everything I say is right. I'm teacher's pet and this mother effer. And you're like, I'm teacher's pet in life. I'm teacher's pet of the universe. I'm the divine's pet. So I don't care about nothing you're trying to do right now. Like, you know that whether it's tomorrow, 10 years from now, what you said stands. Whether you're in the building or not. Okay, what you say stands, whether you're in the building or not. And it will be up to them to reconcile that. They're going to act like, oh my gosh, aren't they weird for saying that? Aren't they weird for that prediction? No, absolutely not. I can't. This is how you're like shocking people. They're like, oh my gosh, wait, what? But I will never forget. I know a lot of people that have watched Real Housewives like knows that scene where the psychic is telling her, your husband will never love you and you will never fulfill him. And she was like, we're leaving. And now that ish is happening. She was right. And it unfolded 12 years later. I'm just saying. Even though she was being real messy about it. But you guys are observing. And these are the people that want to psychically take you out. And they could never. They're not equipped. But they are trying it. They're not equipped. They have no idea your direct line to source. To the creator. They don't know about how you directly communicate. You don't try to bypass God. You don't try to, like, that's the only person you fear. That is the only being you fear. So we have Rhaena Targaryen, the disappointed. Or Rhaenyra. This is the daughter. The disappointed. This reminds me of when Rhaena was like, oh my gosh, everybody has a dragon except for me. And she had a dragon's egg, but it hadn't hatched yet. And so she's looking around like, it's not fair. Everybody's got a freaking dragon. This is from House of the Dragon. If you guys aren't aware, I'll tell you. So she's mad, like, what the frick? And so she's a little sour. I want my dragon. Everybody's got a dragon. Everybody else is more important because they have a dragon. So she has to babysit her little brothers and sisters because she ain't got a dragon yet. So she feels like she's not useless or not useful. So she's babysitting this dragon egg, like, come on, hatch, like trying to expedite the timeline. You are going to be seeing this play out a lot in the collective. Just let it happen. Because what you don't want to do, and I know this is going to be really hard to do if this is with a loved one, you do not want to get in the way of the karma, what God's what God has unfolding. But there are people that want to expedite a timeline because of whatever they were told or promised. She was promised a dragon. She wasn't really told when, or, you know, they might have told her, oh, soon, like to pacify her. That pacification, that's even a word, I don't know. I'll be making stuff up. Is, it's not holding on. She's like, no, the dragon's still not here. So I'm just going to sit over this fire and heat this dragon egg up until it hatches. Like, trying to make it happen and still being disappointed. Because let's say it hatches. Even when it does, it's going to be a baby. It's not even going to be anywhere near the size of these other dragons that are already full grown. So because she's watching everybody else, like, well, it's not fair. It's so not fair. You're going to see people that you care about going through things that are so not fair. And you're going to watch them try to expedite or sabotage a timeline that needs to chill, especially in these transits, especially in a retrograde, not needing to sign a contract, not needing to negotiate, not needing to enter into any new anything. So you're going to have to gas up your loved ones in a different way. Because keeping it real can also go wrong in that way, where you're like, oh, it's because of this and that, and da-da-da-da. But maybe it's something that's really bothering them. So you're going to have to reel it back in and show that light and that love and that healing energy, because what you're going to realize in this new season, because your new life started yesterday, you remember, what you're going to start seeing is if you are angry, it can send somebody into a spiral if you are directing it towards them. So be careful cooking when you're mad, working on anyone when you're mad, helping anyone when you're mad, because that anger just, it swells and it can consume a room. So you're going to have to pull back on your righteous rage and really turn that frown upside down and use that healing energy if it's somebody that you care about. Like, hey, let me calm down. Let me not make their food mad. Let me not help them mad. Let me not have this conversation mad. It will do more damage than good. Your healing energy can light up the room. And if you're mad, it can tear up the room. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, are you picking up what I'm putting down? And it can make somebody that's already going through something very anxious. And so you're going to be very aware of that at this time. Very aware. Okay, let's see what else we got going on for you guys. We have Sansa Stark, the Maiden. Now, what I'm picking up for this is not her real character. I mean, well, some of her real character. Not, how do I say this? What I'm picking up on this is not her acting character in Game of Thrones. I'm picking up on her real life. You guys are dealing with some people that they want it to still be like the Game of Thrones era. You know what I mean? So in her real life, we'll say, now, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, we will say that she wants to be in that era where Game of Thrones was hot, where she got to go to parties and da-da-da-da. Because I believe, allegedly, she recently got divorced because she wanted to keep partying. She wanted it to still be that time, that timeline. I don't know, it's just what my husband told me. He was like, oh, remember her? She's going through divorce because she wants to party still. She wants to go to the club still. She doesn't want to be at home with the kids and da-da-da-da. And I was like, riddle me, what? So you guys are dealing with some people where they may be already peaked. And so they're extremely unsatisfied with the fact that they have peaked publicly. And they have not come to terms with that. So there is this ego unaliving. There's this ego unraveling, and you need to protect yourself. Okay, you need to protect yourself. And I see you guys doing that, but maybe it's good to like hear that confirmation that that is what's happening. Because there are maybe some people that you have to see because they're family, or you have to see because of school or, you know, social circumstances. And you're really going to start not affiliating with people, not talking to people, not responding, not letting them be on your social media at all. Because you know that they don't have good intentions. There's something there. Like they're a hater and they want to point out your flaws. Now, them pointing out your flaws could never affect you, but it is like, as the spiritual accountant, you're taking a mental note like, okay, hold on. They just tried to make me feel like I'm extra. Noted. Tried to make me feel like I'm high maintenance. Okay, noted. No, your standards are sky high, and those that cannot find the ladder and climb, that is not your problem. That is not your problem. I literally had somebody do this to me last week. They were like, oh, do you think that you go through so many people and you're glam squad because you just like need a lot? And then by the time that they figure out all the stuff that you expect and need, they're just like, oh, it went from like a cash grab to like, they just really can't, you know, get it done. And I just looked at her like, what I need is what I need. And if they're not up to the task and they can't handle it for how I market and how I advertise and how I run my business, then it's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. Because I can sort that out usually very quickly if somebody isn't going to be a good fit. And then everyone has a time, a rhyme, a reason, a season. And not everyone is here for the long haul. And some people are stepping stones. But she tried to say that in like a backhanded way of, oh, do you think it's maybe because they just like really need the money, and then once they figure out that it's like a lot, it's not really a lot, but okay. And I didn't say that, but I was just looking at her like, that's a hater, okay? That is a hater. Somebody trying to say like, oh, well, should you even be doing all of that? Then you don't really know what I do. Okay, you don't really know what I do. And that's not my problem or like to figure out, to sort out. You're just showing me who you are. You're just showing me who you are. So let people show you that they want the attention. They're looking for certain ways to offend you. They can't offend a warrior. You're just looking at them like, what? They cannot offend you because you are the warrior. You don't care if you say something and it sounds crazy. It is what it is. You're like, I said that and I meant it. I meant it. They're just like, oh, have you thought about doing this? Have you thought about doing that? Like, you can't embarrass the warrior. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a warrior too. I put on many hats. People don't like that you know what you want. You know what you want. And certain people don't want to be a part of that evolution. They don't want to be a part of your achievements, your rank, and then have to stand beside you. That's the real issue for some of you, is they don't want to help with the glow up and then have to stand next to you and feel like spaghetti on the shirt or whatever their issue is. Holy cow. Just real fake. Real fake. So somebody might be also trying to create fake news off of you. This reminds me of Ari Stark, where she's like, I have a list. Her sister's like, what list? And she's like, my list of people that I'm gonna... And she's like, how cute. And she's looking at her like, no, I'm for real. she's telling her sisters, Sansa, no, like, I'm for real. Like, okay, whatever. So then they go to see the three-eyed raven, their brother, prophetic, the seer of the family. And they're talking under the willow tree, or that tree with all the red leaves. And he's like, yeah, your list, right? You have that list. He gives her this knife, like this blade. And she's like, why are you giving it to her? He's like, oh, well, she has this list of a... And she's like, oh my gosh. He knows that the list is real. Yeah. People want to believe you're not really a fighter. Who unalived the Night King? Ari. She did. You remember? She did. People don't want to believe that you have that in you. And you are not just gonna... This is the thing. People don't want to believe that you have it in you, when keeping it real goes wrong. And they want you to show them. They're like, you don't really have that in you, so show me your list. Show me what you got going on. Show me. They're gonna have to see it play out. They don't like that they're gonna have to wait. You are not a puppet. You are not gonna dance when they say to dance. You're not gonna move when they say to move. They're gonna have to see when they see. But yeah, they really don't like that. They don't like that you are... I'm going to pick those up. But they don't like that there's something up with you. Like, I want to know what that is. You're like, why would I show you? Because you're talking crap. Talking to me crazy. Like I could never. When actually that is the case. And that is what's going on. I picked up what fell on the ground, and what fell on the ground was Cersei Lannister and Lyanna Stark. So we have the flight and the vengeance. You know how to take flight. Every time people are trying to come at you sideways, you know exactly what to do. And I can't understand why these people want to test it all the time, but they really do. They don't like that you always have love around you, that even if you're alone, you're happy. Like you like spending time by yourself. You like being in healthy relationships where the independence is okay. There are a lot of people that are codependent and they have to be around somebody. You're not like that. Maybe you used to be, but you're not anymore. You no longer have to be around people to be happy. So you could be single, happy as a clam. Okay, if you are single and happy as a clam, affirm it below. Single, happy as a clam. Okay, it reminds me of He's Just Not That Into You, where she's like, who's single? She was like thinking of single celebrities. She's like, Al Pacino, happy as a clam. Okay, but people just don't expect you to be that happy. You're grateful that you get time by yourself, that you have healthy relationships, that you are single or not single, whatever it is. So we have the flight. You know always the right time. You know exactly when your cue is to get the frick up out of somewhere. You're like, oh, that's my cue to leave. And even though you're tying up a loose end or a couple loose ends, and you know, like, okay, I can't stay here much longer. It's going to go bad. It's going to go left. I've got to get out of here. It could be affecting your health, or it could be these ascension symptoms that you're feeling all of a sudden. And you might be feeling really depleted, so you don't get riled up and use your righteous rage towards the loose end that you're getting ready to tie up. We have the vengeance. Somebody you're dealing with, they just keep their eye on you all the time. You could have a lot of people that do this towards you. They just can't let it go. You are a bone that they cannot drop. That you're always taking flight. You're always getting out in just the right time. They can never get, like they have butterfingers. They can never get a grasp on, getting you or getting the best of you. These people can never get the best of you. So you're decluttering right now. And this is making you feel better. This is bringing you peace. You are physically decluttering. Maybe you're rearranging furniture. I don't know. You're rearranging a lot in this new season. You might be buying some new furniture, moving furniture, donating some things. But whoever these vengeful people are, they will never get the best of you because you've felt small before. You have felt like nobody before, and you will never go back to that. You will never go back to being a shell of yourself. So now you have this fighting spirit, and you are creating multiple streams, and people want to hear you admit it. Hear you admit that you have all of this love. Hear you admit that, like, you're not struggling financially. They want to talk to your accountant. They want to see your bank account. They want to know why you're not spending money how they would spend money. So let's say they expect you to buy a new car. They expect you to have this big house, or they expect you to have all of these things because you seem like you're doing well for yourself. But how you're rebuilding your life is none of their freaking business. They're just wanting to know your goals, wanting to know what you really aspire to do, so they can then ruin it or keep an eye on it. Oh my gosh, look, the best of you. These people want to get the best of you. This is how they see you. They see you as unstoppable, untouchable, as Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, going from rags to riches. They see you as someone that is divinely protected, ferociously protected. Just like sleeping on a bed of roses. You're also going to be showing people like, that ship has sailed. I don't know where you thought we were going to be best friends and you were going to talk to me crazy, or I was going to negotiate with you, but that ship has sailed. You are moving away from people faster than ever because you're ready to enjoy the journey. There were so many years, there were so many seasons where you were not allowed to really enjoy the journey. You had to fight, you had to rush, you had to learn, you had to pass different tests and challenges, and you had to graduate from a lot of hard lessons. You have not been allowed or felt like you could enjoy the journey for a long time. Now you're doing that, and they want to know, well, what journey? Where are you going? Where would you go if you could go somewhere? Like, you're not going to tell them. Probably going to tell them the opposite if you tell them anything at all. So let's see if we get any other advice for you guys. Like, it's time for you to enjoy the wind in your hair. It is time for you to just enjoy yourself. Maybe you're taking not a back seat to your goals, but maybe the goals that drove you for so long, they don't drive you anymore. You're like, I got consistency. That is good enough for me. I'm safe. I'm good. I'm protected. I'm safe to feel safe. I've got everything that I need. Affirm it below. I am safe to feel safe. I have everything that I need. I have everything I could want and more. I'm ready to enjoy the journey. Like before, certain things drove you and you're like, you know what? After what I just went through, I'm grateful that things are going good, and you just really gained perspective. You're shifting your priorities. Like, you know what? That goal was important to me. It can wait. I'm going to stand on faith. We have Cosmic Pearl. Ooh, expand your psychic gifts. Open the gate to the angelic realms. Expand your psychic gifts. So not only are you going to be enjoying the journey, you got the biggest confirmation that your psychic gifts are expanding. They are officially expanding. The number 34 could be important. Someone here could be a life path 8. I also have the number 49, 48, and 27. Okay. It's like you're this pearl of wisdom. And however you don't look like the things that you've been through, people don't want to admit that you are this pearl, that you do have this wisdom. I feel like somebody is going to be offering you friendship in a place you least expect it. You are going to be getting recognition and friendship in a place that you least expect it. So this could be somebody that you work with, because again, your personal growth is shifting, your social class is shifting, and maybe you swore off like meeting new friends in a certain place. And now you're meeting somebody in that place and you're like, oh, I'm just going to take it slow because I just swore off meeting friends this way or in this place. We have be a beacon. Be an inspiration, light the way for others. You are going to show others how to stand on faith, how to be a spiritual warrior. You're going to show others how to psychically get it done, how to go from becoming nobody to knowing that you are somebody. You are a wise leader, and other people are going to be recognizing that. Look, we have go with the flow. Your guys' advice is to go with the flow. Relax and trust. What do we say? We're talking about faith. Relax and trust and accept what is happening. Accept what is happening. It is happening for you. You are this beacon of light. We have 3436. We have recognition. I think that came out earlier. And then we have miracles. These miracles are going to unfold for you as you release the hyper focus on certain goals. No, it needs to look this way. It's got to be that way. Like you're just like letting it go. You know what? It is what it is. I have faith that I will be consistent. I have faith that I will be okay. I have faith that like everything's going to work out for me. That is where the miracles are, is you listening to that and being positive. Being that positive force for people that really need you at this time. There are a couple people that need your wisdom, and they can maybe talk to you at a point of frustration. So try to be mindful of that and reeling that back in and trying again. We can't always control the first word or the first thought, but we can control the second. Okay? People like being around your hope. They like being around your positivity. They might need help in uncourting relationships or advice or just somebody to listen to them. Okay? So you're going to be working on forgiveness and feeling free. This forgiveness is going to bring you freedom. Like, okay, I didn't always do it the right way the first time, but I'm going to do it right now. Maybe before you were a workaholic and now you're like, I'm going to do it different. Maybe before you were a people pleaser, you're like, I'm going to do it different. I'm not going to negotiate with what I need. There are new messages posted on Patreon. The link is in the description box. It is only $11.11 a month to join. The newest message is urgent messages from your future self. So you guys drop your favorite affirmation. Let me know what's going on in the comments. If you made it all the way to the end, I want you guys to drop your favorite flower emoji. Oh my gosh, Mercury, you already know. But remember, these messages are timeless. So yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, drop your favorite flower, or you guys can also drop a mermaid because you are on your siren behavior. What else? Let me know if you guys have watched Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. You know, it's a favorite show on this channel. And if you like when I use this deck, because it's one of my favorite decks to use. What is it called? The Women of Westeros, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. Highly recommend if you guys like Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. So yeah, I look forward to speaking to you guys in the comments. Don't forget to smash the you-know-what. Hit the bell, you do not want to miss out. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.